Welcome to the tips and review video of Rosetta Stone Unit 1, Lesson 4, Clothing and Quantities. Now, aside from being exposed to various Japanese counters, the ga particle, and hopefully learning the difference between katte, haite, and kite, you also have been shown many new phrases, such as
Ninja ga 3人います.
In this video, I'm going to walk you through some of the most challenging vocabulary and grammar from this section, in hopes that you too can complete the section yourself with a more detailed understanding of everything covered. And with that said, it's time for you to hit that subscribe button, grab your notebook, as we are about to jump in to the final section of Rosetta Stone Section 1, Japanese. Activate Rosetta Stone. Alright, so starting with vocabulary, we're going to begin with some numbers, it looks like. There's many ways to count in Japanese, but right off the bat we have just the basic numbers. Now I'm just going to count them off. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you're going to notice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 changes depending on the type of item that you're counting. So in case that was confusing to you, let's get into it some more with the vocabulary. And as you can see, we already have a different number 1, iko. Now, ko is a counter used to count just various items and objects. Now, there's really no easier way to explain that other than it's for generic items. You're going to see different types of counters that are more specific throughout this section, but let's just say bedo ga iko arimasu. Bed is the subject. Ga is similar to the wa particle. It marks an object, but ga just places more emphasis. So this is a bed. We really want to hit that this is a bed, only a bed. So bedo ga iko 1, using the ko counter, arimasu. There is one bed. Long-winded explanation. Keitai denwa ga 2台 arimasu. Now here's another counter, dai. Now dai is used to count electronic items and also vehicles. So right here we have 2 phones. 2台 arimasu. There are 2 phones. Shiroi osara ga 3枚 arimasu. Mai, the next counter, used for flat items. And as you can see in this image, we have 1, 2, 3 white plates. 3 mai, the number 3, followed with the counter mai for flat items. Watashi wa skato wo kattemasu. Now kattemasu means, as you can see in this image, she is holding a skirt, but she's also buying a skirt. So katteimasu is to be buying something. So she is buying a skirt. As you can see, watashi wa, her as the subject, or she's saying I technically. Skatu wo, skato is skirt, if I'm saying that correctly, followed with the wo particle, marking skirt to be affected by the verb, which is kattemasu, to be buying. So skato wo kattemasu, she is buying the skirt. The object marked with the wo particle. Now in this image we have skato wo haitemasu. Now haitemasu just simply means to be wearing. And there's different words for wearing, which we will get into in this section here, but haitemasu is to be wearing anything that's basically like pulled up, like a shoe is pulled on, haitemasu. Socks, haitemasu. Skato, haitemasu. So here we have kare wa shatsu wo kitemasu. Now kitemasu is to be wearing as well, the next word, but it is for something on the upper body, like kitemasu, you are wearing. Can also be used for like a jacket or just like a one piece that you just wear, you put on, not pull up. So kitemasu, to be wearing. Sounds a lot like kattemasu, to be buying, but it is kitemasu, to be wearing. Just like in this example, onanoko tachi wa one piece wo kitemasu. The 2 girls are wearing a one piece, these dresses here. So these series of examples start with dare ga. Now dare ga, in case you didn't know, means who. So basically just asks us the question, who has this? Who has this? Who has this? And my first answer here is kanojo tachi ga, the girls, hon wo, book, marked with the wo particle, mottemasu. So the girls have a book. And in this image here, these 2 girls have books. Otoko no ko ga 4 nin imasu. So there is 4 people. And that is this crazy triangle symbol here, the kanji, meaning hito for people, but when used with a number, it turns into a counter. So yeah, as you can see, like kanji has different ways of pronouncing them depending on how they're used. So this could be hito for people, or if followed a number, it can be nin as the nin counter for people. So in this case, kanji for people. Now this example here has no correlation to how the actual kanji sounds, but it is using the nin counter for people, using this hito kanji, which means people, and it is actually futari imasu. Now using the nin counter, the number 2 is futari, meaning 2 people. As you can see, yet again, the actual reading of this kanji really depends on the context here. So futari means 2 people. So in this image here, you can see she is buying a t-shirt. So kanojo wa t-shatsu wo yon. Now we need to say yon mai for this one because a shirt is a flat item when you put it on its side. So it is using the mai counter. And then you can see here, it's following the verb kattemasu, to be buying. So let's click on mai. Kodomo wa nannin imasu ka? So in this one, it's asking how many children are there? So you can see kodomo wa, the children, marked with the wa particle as a subject. Nannin imasu ka? So here we go. Whenever you put the kanji here for nani in front of a counter, it just means like how many. So whenever you see nani counter, it's like how many imasu ka? Imasu is like there is or there are for living objects. Arimasu ka for non-living. And then the ka particle here at the end with the red, it means when you end the statement with ka, it now turns into a question. So nannin, how many people are there, with the ka at the end. So we're filling in some more particles here. Otoko no ko wa zuban blank haite imasu. So zuban is the object that needs to be followed by a particle. And now this particle is right before haite imasu, which is the verb to be wearing, like pants or something like that. So whenever we're marking an object to a verb, we use the wo, as the pants were affected by the verb haite imasu, to be wearing. Dare ga boshi wo kabutte imasu. So this one is asking who is wearing hats. Dare ga, who, and then boshi wo, boshi, the object hats, followed by the wo particle. Kabutte, the term for wearing, something on your head, basically. So kabutte wo. And then it says, kabutte imasu. And then this is a question, so we end it with ka. So this one here, we need to mark the main subject of the sentence. So tamago blank sanko arimasu. There are 3 eggs. What do we use to mark a subject? Ga or wa. But in this case, we're only talking about eggs, so ga can be used to emphasize that. Now this one here, akai hana blank ippon arimasu. Again, in this example, we're marking the subject, but I did want to point out here, ippon arimasu. So the hon counter is used for long, thin objects, and hana is a flower with a long, thin stem. So right now it says there is 1 red flower. Akai hana blank ippon arimasu. Now the hon counter will also change hon, pon, or whatever, depending on the number. You'll get more familiar with this as you go. But anyways, akai hana blank ga, right, to mark the subject. Ippon arimasu. So in this series of examples, it's basically people just saying how many things they have. So in this case, we have sanko mottemasu. Look, I am holding, I have sanko, 3 items. And this first image, she has 3 bowls, using the ko counter. And here we have the red rather than the blue, and this says arimasu rather than mottemasu. Now mottemasu is to have, like to be holding, to have something, and arimasu is more like there is. So in this case, there is 2 phones. Keitai denwa ga 2 dai arimasu. So keitai denwa ga is the cell phone, with the ga particle to mark it as the subject. 2 dai, so 2 using the dai counter. Arimasu, there is. So there are 2 phones here. Another counter. sansatsu. Now satsu, funny enough, is like satsumaimo, sweet potato in Japanese, but satsu is another counter used for bound objects, so books in this case. So here we go. Hon ga sansatsu arimasu, because there are. No one's holding them in this case. No one has them. There just are 3 sansatsu hon, books. There are 3 books. And there you have it. All of the most complicated and important content taught within this section of Rosetta Stone Japanese, in my opinion at least. So I hope these tips and insights helped clear up a few things for you. Now if you're still stuck, feel free to leave me a comment below and I would love to help you out even further. Or just hear from you. Hello? Also, if you'd be so kind to like this video, share this series, and definitely subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications so you won't miss out on any future episodes. I would greatly appreciate it. So thank you so much for watching this video, best of luck to you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.